Central. I really enjoyed myself when we participated in this. It was so much fun, and I learned things that stuck with me for everything, like the canvassing. I didn't know, don't walk up on people's doors. I'm like, nope, you gotta walk back. Knock on the door, walk back, give them some space, give yourself some space. And that's one of the things that stuck with me. When we canvassed for the late Mayor Tom Henry, I remembered how to knock on the door. And also when we canvassed with Councilwoman Michelle Chambers, that came into play also, knock on the door, take a step back. So you can learn a lot. All the information is very helpful. The East Central Block Party, that was fun. It was kind of like a blur because everything happened so fast, but it all came together so beautifully. We all worked together. It was great. For the sponsorships, at first I was a little intimidated because, for one, I had never been on the neighborhood association anywhere. So everything was new and just a little intimidating. But I have the great Lorena here, and she helped me work through it. She sent me the templates for the letters, and after that, I took off. I was like, wait a minute, what am I scared of? I thought about my target audience. So for the block parties, we have people my age, older people, kids, babies. I'm asking everybody. I'm calling the dollar store, Target. I did not let a no stop me. We received, was it Visit Fort Wayne? And what else?
I got hair too.
Oh yeah, I forgot about my hair. I sponsored. My hair, I also have a bundle business. So I brought some of those in to give those away also. What else?
I feel like there were like missions, maybe this year.
I don't know. I'll just say, if you have it in your head, call them. Send them a letter. If you driving down the street and then go in the store, ask them. I take advantage of any opportunity that I could to get what we need for the block party.
And she killed it. So Tiffany's an example of someone who had never done it. Like she mentioned, grabbed a template letter and then just ran after it, called people. She's sociable. She's a nice person. Being a nice person really helps out a lot in these kinds of situations. Being friendly, and people were willing. And she worked some relationships. I feel like there were some relationships you already had in the neighborhood. I don't remember what they were, honestly. But she had those connections already, so she reached out to people she knew and had more connections with. Or to folks that were brand new to her, like Visit Fort Wayne. And they were willing to provide those gifts and prizes to her association. So it was really cool to get these text messages from Tiffany, like, I got another one, you know?
I did it.
So, first timer, how did you feel, like, with your initial outreach versus maybe like your third or fourth or fifth?
Well, the first couple, I was like, what am I doing? And then it dawned on me, start with your own neighborhood. So I hit up a lot of the restaurants downtown. What's that clothing store that's on the landing called?
Fine.
Urban Hippie.
Yep, Urban Hippie. I called them. The restaurants, I called them. That's where I started. But we were running out of time, so I called them. Some of them asked for an email. I sent the email. After day 1 or 2, no reply, I'm moving on. And that's when I started reaching out to, when I say everybody, everybody. Hey, dollar store, you want to donate toys to the kids for the block party? I mean, if they say no, okay, it's not a big deal. We move on because there's so many stores, and like you said, the money is literally everywhere. Somebody's gonna say yes. So don't give up. Don't let no stop you, and can I say, don't let it stop you, not only for your block parties, but any other time in life. Somebody tells you no, somebody's gonna say yes at some time. Move on to the next person.
Awesome. Questions for Tiffany? Are there any other first timers who've never pursued a sponsorship before? Yeah. What's your biggest fear when it comes to pursuing something like that? Or what's even your interest in pursuing?
I would say for me, I guess just not knowing them at first. So you said at least call them first to make that warm like response, and then after, I guess if I do get a cold response, move on to the next person. So I guess just for me, it's just connecting with people I don't know.
Yeah.
And there's so many new small businesses. It's gonna be great. Everything's gonna be okay. Get on your, do you have Facebook? You have Facebook?
Yeah.
Okay, so get on your Facebook and start with some of your friends. Loosen up, warm yourself up. Hey, do you have this? Are you willing to do this? Could you do this? And then just keep scrolling. You'll find your inspiration, and your people will come to you.
My biggest like thing I'm trying to learn is like, what can I offer, and like learning about like what I can yet provide, or like work with people, and like not never overpromise is like my biggest thing. Like I want to make sure that I don't burn anything from the start. So like quickly having to get to a good spot in like my foundation.
Well, first you have to give yourself some grace.
Maybe.
Give yourself some grace. Once you start, sit down and think about your target audience first. Okay? Then everything's gonna come to you. Like, you guys remember the rough draft things we used to do in school with the bubbles and then the lines going? That's how it's gonna be. So get your target audience in your head first. And words.
Taylor.
Yes. Adjust your
Ask request.
your request to your target audience. And then, so after you get your list, you got your target audience, and then you got your list of stores or businesses that you're gonna contact. So before you start calling or writing letters, look over it. Just keep reviewing everything. Make sure it gives you good vibes. If you don't get good vibes from it, don't even worry about it.
You don't want to give those other people.
Right. It'll all fall into place.
You're so right.
The other thing is Fort Wayne loves its children. So if anything's about kids, this community will usually support it. So if the block party is about back to school, or if you're giving away toys to the kids, if you're doing something that's focused and oriented around the youth, like I think asking Dollar Tree for toys for the kiddos, brilliant, as opposed to paper plates or, napkins or whatever. Fort Wayne loves its children, and that's something you guys can tap into, not in a way that's manipulative. We want to be honest about it. But if it's about the youth, oftentimes this community will get behind it. More questions for Tiffany?
You were discussing canvassing. What was the need or the objective of doing the canvassing? When we've done canvassing, it's very time consuming. We can't get the volunteers. So what was the objective of the canvassing relative to your neighborhood?
We did surveys. What are things you wanna see new to the neighborhood? What are things you don't wanna see anymore? I think we did something about, the park. We also did surveys for the neighborhood. We had to pass out the flyers for the block party. And we displayed the results of the survey at the block party.
Yeah, so the initial canvassing event Tiffany's describing was part of Fortify. So in that leadership development program for emphasize a listening-centered approach to neighborhood, progress and development. So that means hearing from your neighbors what they want, and we feel like the best way to do that is to ask them. So we mobilize a small team of people, to go door to door and we help those associations gather volunteers who are willing to help out with that effort. So it's usually like a half day, like 4 hours on a Saturday. We get out, we survey, and ask people, very solutions-oriented questions about what it is they want to see in their neighborhood. And so Tiffany then built on those skills and used them for additional canvassing
But I had
efforts.
like 5 kids with me. So it was me, my husband, and our kids, and I think, I think we were, that was us. We handled that, cause it was enough of us.
Any more questions for Tiffany?
I know when we do canvassing, it takes multiple weekends.
How
And
big is your neighborhood?
400
Sure.
homes. And trying to find the folks, depending on the time of day, a lot of people go, if you do it on a Saturday or Sunday, they're out. And during the daytime, during the weekdays, they're not home. So you got this little window in the evenings and they don't wanna be bothered.
Yeah, we usually don't do evenings. People don't like dinner interrupted. We usually do weekend mornings. And if they're not home, we just leave a lead behind. And then some people aren't good enough to complete those and send them back into us. So it's not like we try to get 100% capture. We just try to get to a statistically significant number of folks. And then
Is that right? See, what you do is you post it right there at Clinton, and you don't let them back into the neighborhood.
So they answer the survey.
So they answer. That's how you do it. Question?
Tiffany, when you go to a store, do you ask for a manager, or how do you approach the staff?
Well, I would say start with the customer service. The stores I called, I did a lot of calls. It was crunch time by the time it came to get our sponsorship, so I made a lot of calls first. But I would suggest just going up to customer service or just going and say, hey, can I speak to a manager?
So is this something you're going to try to do annually, or was this a one-time thing for you?
I would love to do it more.
The block party?
The block party.
Oftentimes it depends on just funding and resources. I think East Central, this was their first block party with us. You guys did host a second one the next year.
We did.
And now the city has Engage grants available, so if you want, you could pursue Engage funding to do another. Yeah. Travis, question?
So most national retail chains that you would want to ask for donations or sponsorship from do it 4 times a year.
Mm.
You have to get it almost at the beginning of each of their quarters, because once it's gone, it's gone.
Yep.
And each store, so there's 18 Clovers in Fort Wayne, each store has a set budget that they can go off of and give away money to.
Yes.
So just get it as soon as you can,
Yes.
speaking from experience.
Yeah. Any more questions? I mean, folks like the Hamilton neighborhood in the back, Brenda was also like a sponsor raising phenom. So there was a bar like right around the corner from the church where they usually host their meetings. And that bar was willing to, did they name a beer after the association?
Yeah.
And
That's awesome.
offer it during the block party? So you can get all kinds of cool.
Don't talk to people. And I just, you get that bug and you just get that first one. You'd be surprised, and I just have something real quick.
Go for it.
The kids and stuff, places that you wouldn't even think of. I called Combat Ops, and I thought, while I was on that one, I'm right by Putt-Putt. I'll go to Putt-Putt. No, I'm right by, Sky Zone. I'll go to Sky Zone. I got big donations from all 3. You just have to ask. And they did, they loved
Sorry. Any other questions for Tiffany? If not, we'll launch into exercise 2. All right, so